Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I see ya. Welcome to another edition of Dragon Sports Live. I'm Dante Payne, your host, as we about to embark on another exciting show in Dragon Sports Live. And those who are new to Dragon Sports Live, this is not your typical podcast. This is your podcast for sports and music. So those who are on YouTube and Facebook, Discord, you're gonna hear music from local artists, music from you, music that you sent in to me. But those are not, you can follow Dragon Sports Live on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Dragon Jump Pro. That's right, you can follow me, Dragon Jump Pro, Facebook, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, and more. So let's get into it. If y'all know baseball season is going on, it's getting hot. It's 1 month left until playoffs. We got 1 month left, so they're finishing the season up. So it's going down. It's definitely going down. Now, side news for Arizona Diamondback fans. The Diamondbacks will remain at Chase Field for 30 years after approval of the renovation bill. So they will stay there for 30 more years. No need about worry about the team if they gonna move. Is he gonna stay in Arizona or what? But they will get to move. So let's keep that in mind. That's good news. That's great news for Arizona fans. Now, moving on right along. So, Phillies Daniel Robert hits 15-day IL. He currently has a forearm strain. So, he will hit 15-day IL. Let's see how he progresses. Maybe that's ending his regular season, but keep him, trying to keep him right for the playoffs because you're gonna need all the help you can for that playoffs. So, but Phillies shortstop Trey Turner leads the game against the Marlins with a hamstring injury as well. Gonna check in on him. Like I said, you need all the help you can get. You need all your reinforcements come playoff time. So make sure we hopping on top of that, okay? Cause that's what's going down. Brewers pitcher Shelby Miller placed on 60-day IL. For those who don't know what IL means, IL is the injury list, not Illinois. It means that too, but in this case, injury list. So Shelby Miller will be placed on 60-day IL with a sprained elbow, thus, hindering his playoff appearance if they make the playoffs. But the Brewers are definitely going to make the playoffs. Dodgers Shohei Ohtani was scratched from a pitching start, and Dodgers catcher exits after a second inning contusion on his right hand. But Ohtani's good. He just was scratched. He like rest day, you know, typical light workout. A little soreness in his arm and his shoulder. It was typical. He just scratched from there. He still was doing other things. He's a two-way superstar. So when you got a two-way superstar, it's amazing. Um, Red Sox pitcher Roman Anthony, he's done for the season with a oblique injury, so they shut him down for the rest of the season because of that oblique, and that oblique is your abs. And yeah, the struggle be real when you got that going on. Definitely be real. Blue Jays shortstop Bo Bichette is out for the series finale versus the Yankees. He was good, but yeah, he's out with injuries. A lot of injuries as we enter the final month of MLB season and the playoff races is already heating up. So, um, let's go ahead and take a look at the standings and see where everybody's at. Cause, like I said, things are heating up, and we don't know who's in and who's not, because these races are so close. Like when I say close, you gotta breathe. You feel the breath on your back. That's how close it is. Super close. To the point where you feel everything. That's how close it is. Like right now, Toronto Blue Jays in the AL East, 82-61. Yankees, 80 and 63. Boston Red Sox, 80 and 65. Tampa Bay is 71-72, and Orioles is 66 and 77. So Orioles is not a factor in the East, nor is the Rays. But Detroit Tigers, they send at 82-62. Guardians is 74 and 70. So we got a lot of things happening for you right there. But that's what's going on in baseball. But I'm gonna take a quick break and let's get back to and give y'all some music here on Drug Sports Live. Alright? Alright. We gonna do it like this. Give you some music on the show like this. 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 No, but start kicking off Drug Sports Live. We got V always here, broken. Here on Drug Sports Live. Check it out.
Numbers in my phone don't mean nothing anymore. All I think about is you. Don't matter if you're gone. I got a lot to say, but I get in my way. I don't see anybody but you around. Thinking about just how my world turned upside down. It happened so fast, you just changed everything. All I can do is pray that you feel the same way, but I don't know for sure. Maybe I should let it. No regrets, no reply, just this one time. I won't let another day, another week, another month just go by. It's hard to find the answers when you go. Yeah, deep inside it, you can see to hold. Yeah, up to someone else when you still hurt. Right, I try, but I can't find the courage. I wanna let you in and I'm still home. Deep inside you can't move on. Terrified of running alone. Try, but I can't find it. It's hard to find the answers when you go. I'm afraid that you won't understand. I'm talking to your dad, but these thoughts keep on running in my head. I just said, I swear. Hey, I should have did it. No regrets, no reply, just this one time. I won't let another day, no week, another month, just try. It's hard to find the answers when you broke inside it. I'm just someone when you still get right. Try. All that you, I'm still on. It's like, it's like, no. Try. Change your evil role. I cried no more was good for the
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drag Sports Live. We just left the center field and outfield. Now we're gonna move on to the gridiron, where everything's been hitting hard, especially newly recruited Packers edge rusher Micah Parsons. Now he was limited in practice and he was questioned against the Lions. Now, if he didn't play, that was a huge hole. That was not going to be a huge hole in the Packers pass rush, but the Packers needed him to create chaos, in which he did. He forced the interception. He pressured the quarterback. He also got his first sack in the green and yellow. But on the bright side, though, his former team you know, caused a little bit of drama. They also, his former team signed running back Hunter Lupick, signs a 2-year extension. So depth at running back never hurts. But y'all couldn't pay Parsons. Y'all paid everybody else, but you couldn't pay Michael Parsons, which is kind of crazy to me. Like, looking at that, it's crazy. You was paying, like, every time I didn't see a big name get paid. I see a role player, depth player, somebody else other than Michael Parsons who could have got paid. Like, all y'all had to do was get a man what he wanted. He got that when he went to the Packers. And then speaking of the Cowboys, the Eagles and Cowboys had kicked off the NFL season, which is back too, by the way. They kicked them off, and it was pure chaos in like the first 50 seconds of the game. So let me tell you how it went down, because I watched that game. It kicked off Thursday night, last Thursday. Pure chaos. Jalen Carter, who, well, no, let's rewind. Fullback Ben Smitherin gets hurt on the first play. Like, soon as kickoff drive, he gets hurt. And he had that look on there like, what the hell? Especially when they asked him, are you okay? He just looking like, what the deuce? Do I look like I'm okay? No, I'm not okay. Holding his knee and had to be carted off. So that was on opening kickoff. That's tough. Then Jalen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. Yes, I said it. He spat on Dak Prescott. Now that's crossing the line. NFL's cracking down on the sportsmanship this year, so Carter's probably looking at a fine and maybe a suspension. But Philly cannot afford to lose him at all. They also signed, too, Cedarius Smith for a defensive boost, but immediately, like I said, signed Cedarius Smith as well. It was a crazy game. Also came down to the wire, so Eagles end up winning that game, and that's kind of how Sunday, like the rest of the games, have kind of went. Ravens was up, and they was up all game, and then Josh Allen just came out of nowhere and won the game. That was a tick for tack thing. Now Ravens was 25-0 when they scored 40 points or more, but nevertheless, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills came back and won that game, and it's they came from a 15 down deficit. Like they were the first team to come from 15 down in the regular season to win the game. That rarely happens. Bears on Sunday, they was up most of the game, but then JJ McCarthy, who's a Chicago native, a Chicago area native, um, woke up, started getting confident, moved the ball. They end up winning that game, a 1-score game. That was 27-24 over the Bears, and the Bears was at home. So that was a good confidence boost for the Bears. Now, unlike the Ravens, who was down 15, the Bears was up 11 and lost that lead. But anything can change. And it was also a lot of penalties called in that game, which is something that needs to be worked on. I've seen 5 false starts, two hold like two holdings. I'm gonna say 3 holdings actually from the time that I watched the game, and I watched the game all the way through. There was a lot of penalties called. There was also a lot of like we see improvement on decision making and getting the ball out quick, but you gotta get that ball out quicker. You also need the line to hold up and stop doing what they need to do. So we got that as well. Got to keep that in mind. It's about execution. It's about doing what you need to do. It's about going down. Ooh, excuse me. So we'll see what that goes. But even the Steelers Jets game, that was a good game as well. Came down to the defense in the end, and Aaron Rodgers pulled a thing. But that was the tale of quarterback switching teams. Justin Fields was on the Steelers last year. Aaron Rodgers was on the Jets. So they switched teams, and it's like, boom. Aaron Rodgers is trying to show you he still got tank. He still got a lot left in his tank, and he can still play at a high level. Now, other news though, the Steelers leader Cameron Haywood was prepping to play, gets a revised deal, which shows that Pittsburgh still values him as a cornerstone for the team. So that's cool. Definitely cool. Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors is expected to play against Washington, which he did, which was great news. But left tackle Andrew Thomas was doubtful, and Micah McFadden is banged up. So the O-line depth was already thin. Daniel Jones had to keep his head on the swivel. I mean, not Daniel Jones. Russell Wilson had to keep his head on the swivel, which was a poor performance by Russell Wilson. And they was getting in them, and it was like 33-6. They got blown out. It was horrible. It was definitely horrible. Christian McCaffrey didn't practice all week which he scared me because he's on my fantasy team. I am doing ESPN Fantasy League with a couple of my friends from work, and Christian McCaffrey scared the crap out of me because I thought that he wasn't going to play and I need them point boosts. But no, he just didn't practice. He felt good. He felt 100%. He looked it good running that ball. Though he got me 23 points in fantasy. Big ups to him on that. Big ups. Miami got smacked by the Colts, which had Daniel Jones as the starter, 33-8. And no, it wasn't all on Tua. The defense looked lost. The run game didn't help, and the line didn't protect. If Miami doesn't clean that up, oh, it's gonna be a real rough start for them. So hopefully y'all can do better. Protect the quarterback. Open up some holes. Do something. Protect them. Buccaneers won on the last minute drive down the field, and they also signed cornerback Zion McCullum, who they signed him to a 3-year, $48 million extension. Tampa Bay is betting on his future, and he's now a cornerstone piece. So big ups to Zion McCullum on that. Darnell Mooney was inactive versus with a shoulder injury versus the Bucks in a game. So you didn't have him. He's a speedster. Just let y'all know, former Bear, he's a speedster. And, you know, that's pretty what was going on with that. We gonna move right along though. Because football's already wild, but we just getting started. Now let's hit the hardwood and let's check in with the NBA and WNBA things that's going on. So, Spurs rookie Dylan Harper had thumb surgery to repair a partially torn ligament. That's a brutal. That's brutal for his development. Preseason and early games are where the rookies get their reps. Especially if you're not like a first round draft pick, you're gonna get more reps there, get you acclimated. Another rookie that's out is Thunder's rookie Thomas Sober. He's out for the year with a ACL tear. So OKC lost depth, but you could feel for that kid like you didn't even play your rookie season. You just got drafted, but now you can't play your rookie season because you tore ACL because you're prepping to get ready for the season, which can be tough on a person. I know it can, but you'll get through it. You got this. You definitely got this. And if you train, like we had a lot of ACLs, Achilles tear, and especially Achilles tears. We had a lot of those. So I think you'll bounce back, and I think you'll have a good season. Mavericks PJ Washington locks in a 4-year, $90 million extension. That's a statement that Dallas sees him as part of the Luka Kyrie core. Well, not Luka Kyrie core, Luka Anthony. So Anthony Davis, Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington, part of that front court core. So we gonna check it out. History has been made in the WNBA as Alyssa Thomas of the Mercury is now the single season assist leader. Now think about that for a second. A forward leading in dimes. Now that's game changer. That's definitely game changer. You leading more assists, you get more assists than Caitlin Clark. You're driving boards. You're bringing the ball up court, setting up your teammates. And you are a forward. You know, we got mostly forwards in the WNBA, not too many centers, but we got a couple of them that are like centers, but they really center forwards. But we got a couple of them that can play multiple positions. When you able to do that, ain't nothing but to do it like the G thing. Um, Fever decided to shut down Caitlin Clark for the rest of the season, protect the franchise, that's the right call. Don't risk it being long term health, especially you trying to come back soon. Like I seen that happen with Kevin Durant. I seen that happen with Klay Thompson. I seen that happen with John Wall. I seen it happen with too many players where they're trying to do all they can do for their team, but then it gets worse. I even seen that with Tyrese Halliburton. Like he had a strain he wanted to play with, and I just knew it was gonna be bad because one, if you're talking about calf strain, that usually leads to the Achilles tear. So, hey, if you can fight through that pain, cool. But if not, get healthy. Indiana's been doing pretty darn well without Caitlin Clark in the lineup. So, and they already secured a playoff spot. Just keep it pushing. Yeah, rest. You're not needed right now. The Golden State Valkyries makes history. The Valkyries become the first WNBA expansion team to reach the playoffs. Now that's huge. A expansion team is supposed to take time, but they're showing you can build a winner right away. So big ups to them for making the playoffs on that. So definitely big ups on that. But we're gonna keep it light for you today. I ain't really got too much for you on this one. But check on the next episode of Dragon Sports Live. I'm gonna give you that fire, that butter. We're gonna give you that hype when I find out. We're gonna watch some sports today and we're gonna chillax. Cause it's about to go down. Peace out. Catch you on the next edition of Dragon Sports Live.